everyone. Welcome back to Spitballin' Sports. We got Scott back. Hey, Scott.
What's going on, folks? How you doing,
Nothing.
man?
How was the camping? Fun?
It was awesome. Like, we totally lucked out and got no rain for the entire time we were there, except for like the last night. That's fine for me. And actually, it was warm. I was kind of surprised that it wasn't really cold. I mean,
Right.
you're out there in Allegheny, you expect it just because of where you're at it to be colder than here. But the whole time I was there, even when it rained, by the time I got back, dude, it was colder here than it was in Allegheny. Or at least it felt like it just felt warmer there for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, we had a great time, man.
Nice.
A really good time. Yep.
Good. If you see up in the corner the Let's Talk Sports Network thing, I put it up. We're a part of that network. They share our stuff. Unfortunately, the owner, the founder of it all passed away the other day. He was only 35, I think. He was in his 30s. But he had a long time illness and everything else, and he was a really good guy. His name was Dan Harris, Dave Harris, and I only knew him a little bit. He was the guy I told you about from London.
Yeah,
he's great.
I didn't know he was sick. Did everybody know they knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was sick, and then we came to the point where he basically said, I think I told you, he sent out a Facebook post that was almost like goodbye. So he died I think it was last week maybe. But anyhow, we'll keep that up there. Dave did a great job. He started it, I guess. He started it during COVID, and he had cerebral palsy, but he also ended up getting cancer. And but he did shows all the time, and was doing sports shows, and it goes on. One of the other guys, Tanner, is taking it over, so we continue on with,
you gotta think about it. It was probably, a passion of his. I mean, sports can do so much for people. Look at what I'm imagining, right? It probably did for him at the final, towards the end of his life. You know what I mean? It does something magical for people.
Yeah, it means something, man, to people. And he said it. I talked to him. I did a couple shows with him, and he was a great guy. It's too bad he was in it. Like you said, he's only in his 30s. So we'll keep that up there all the time.
Thanks for creating this.
Yeah, the Let's Talk Sports Network is pretty good. I'm stunned at the amount
of people on it.
There's so much content, all sports, all the time. I mean, there's everything you can think of at any time of the day.
From everyone too. That's what's awesome about it,
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So last week in the NFL, let's start with the NFL as we always do. Last week in the NFL, I mean, like, anything stand out to you?
Everything's just weird.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just I don't know. Maybe it's just me because of what's going on with the Bills, but I think there's a lot of teams that just are. I don't know. I don't know if defense has caught up to these offenses, except for the 49ers now with injuries. But like, I don't know, man. The scoring's down. I'm not hitting anything with bets.
Right.
My prop bets, I am missing on so many of them that I think I'm going to pause from betting for a little bit. Just because I gotta look. I don't know, man. I'm following stats that I get from guys, and I'm just not picking right at all.
I think you might have made a good point on the defenses, because I'm thinking of that Giants-Bills games. I gotta say, and I usually get on the Giants' case. I think they're terrible. I think in that game, that very night, they had a great game plan. The way they rushed the passer.
Brian Daboll knows Josh Allen like the back of his hand. So, I should have expected. Everybody said it was going to be a blowout. I should have expected it to not be, because he knows his tendencies. So,
and the way they rushed the passer made it to where he couldn't move. He had to be. They kept him in there like you would do. He only rushed for 11 yards. He threw for 169, but the funny thing was 100 of it went to Diggs. Yeah. So they they did. It's very hard to do what they tried to do. But they did it, and they did a great. Congratulations to them. They did screw up though at the end of the first half. That was unbelievable what they did there. And I thought the last play of the game too. What I thought was, why would you throw that pass? Why don't you at least? I understand that, like, when you're at some of those things where, okay, if my guy don't catch it, no one will, and we'll kick a field goal. That was the end. Just do something to give it a shot.
How did you feel about how Daboll approached Tyrod going to half?
Going to the halftime?
Yeah. So my question is has it come out yet? Who was to blame for that? Why did Tyrod have the option to check out of that to a run? Why would you even do that?
I know. I was feeling like it must have been Taylor's fault, right?
Because there shouldn't even have been an option. There's no way that a run should have never been an option at all.
I know. The run could have been an option at the end of the game. They could have gave it to Barkley.
Well, yeah, but you don't do it there, so someone can do what they did and lay on top of Barkley so he can't get up.
And I thought Tyrod, and other than that, he played good. I mean, the Giants played as good a game as they can with what they've got, and good for them.
Tyrod played exactly how I expected him to play. Right? He played exactly how he played when he played with the Bills. He protects the football. He does enough to keep you somewhat in the game, but you never win them. Right? He always keeps you in it enough where you're like, damn, that Tyrod's not bad. Like maybe he just needs some more. You always think like he just needs an extra piece, but he doesn't. Like that's just Tyrod because he's always been like that. Now that I've seen enough of him playing elsewhere, but that's a Tyrod game, dude. I mean, seriously, that's a typical Tyrod type of game. Yeah. Tyrod did what Tyrod does: checks to a run.
He reminds me
and ruins it.
He reminds me of the backups, like Fitzpatrick or Minshew, whatever. He's good. If he's my backup,
he's in the NFL, so he's got to be good.
He's a good ball player. Yeah, I like him. Let's see. Tyrod never gets there. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't. He'll never throw for 300 yards. No,
never. But he just keeps you in the game enough to make you think you have a shot, and then it just never works out usually. I like him. I like the guy. I felt really bad. I thought he was maybe going to click and hit his stride when he started for San Diego, and then he got that shot and all that shit happened. And I'm like, man, I thought his career was over. I felt horrible for the guy. I like Tyrod because I thought as a person, he's a very well-spoken, really intelligent guy. Just a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Not an arrogant, cocky dude, and
he's go, yeah. And he's better than average when it comes to your backup. I mean, you love him as your backup, I think.
Shit, dude, he's been in the NFL for how many? He's been in the NFL for a while now. So,
long time.
They only have so many QB positions. He's doing something right.
Yeah, it's true. So the other thing was obviously the San Francisco injuries were tough. I mean, I think those guys, it looks like McCaffrey, I think they're going to be back. I believe they'll be back this week against Minnesota.
With that oblique? Really?
I read something on, who was it that, I can't remember her name. Stefania Bell was saying that that's a game.
I'd be pretty nervous about running McCaffrey back.
Probably not. Don't need him. I
don't know that I would. It's almost like a game you say, man, do you sit and look at it and maybe for the best?
And we could beat him without him.
I mean, you're almost mid-season here, so I mean,
right.
You're going to need that guy. Like he's your bell cow, dude. What about Deebo Samuel? Is he back?
Another one that they're saying got hit in the shoulder, and what the coach said was he got hit perfectly hit, but it's not as bad. It's not bad. I don't know if he'll be back though this week, but they made it sound like it's not a long-term thing. So
losing Deebo, I don't think is really going to affect them that much. He's not that massive of a part of their offense anymore.
It's McCaffrey. McCaffrey's just
it's all McCaffrey, dude.
He's unbelievable. He really is.
But you see what happens when he's not there.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's it. I mean, I'm sorry, that dude he should be the MVP this year.
Yeah, I agree. And the Bears lost Justin Fields, so they're playing with Tyson Bagnet. He's from Shepherd University, so never heard of it. But I was happy to see him. He was good in the preseason. So how about this? They're playing the Raiders. It's going to be AOC against Baggett, whatever the hell his name is.
Sorry, I was saying goodbye to my wife and my daughter.
That's what you're going to have, those two. So that's
how do you feel about that?
How do you
like him?
I like the kid. I liked watching him play. He, sadly in the last week, he, fumble, return for a touchdown on like his second play. But
no, I felt horrible. I saw that.
But he did bring them down the field a little bit and gave them a chance. There's something about him that seems like I think he'll be fine. If Fields is out for too long, I mean, what's crazy is the team's just.
Does he give you a chance to win?
We'll find out. I couldn't say from last game. I really couldn't.
Preseason, how did he look?
Oh yes, preseason he was great. Preseason, people were saying
their style is Justin Fields? Because I'm surprised they let that other backup go who was, or no, I'm not him. Never mind.
PJ Walker. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, why wouldn't you want that guy he's such a mirror image.
Yeah. And did you see he played well for the Browns this week?
Dude, Walker. I cannot believe they let him go. Why? I was shocked.
No, I heard, Nate, that it's AOC is starting this week for the Raiders. So that was what I heard. Yeah, I don't know what his last name. Andy O'Connell.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. They call him AOC. So that's what
he good.
Him against he. I don't know. This will be an interesting game for only my eyes only because no one else is going to want to see it. So it'll be me and about 13,000 people in Chicago. Robin will be there too. That's true. Robin will be watching the cat. But anyhow, so all right, Justin Fields gone. That really puts the Bears in such a horrible. I mean, they just don't know what to do. They're going to have
How bad is he hurt?
The thumb was dislocated. He popped it back in, but they're saying he can't hold the ball. Really, he's having gripping problems. Sure. So they don't know if he's going to need surgery or not.
Usually, the faster you get that thing back in, the less severe it is.
Yeah,
I was told that by a chiropractor. By the way, he said shoulder, anything like that. Shoulder. If you can get it in fast enough, pop it back in, then the inflammation won't be as bad. So I don't know how quickly they probably did it immediately. I would think he probably knew it happened.
Yeah, he said he popped it in himself. He claims.
So he did it right there after it happened. He probably went, "Oh, gotcha."
And then he was done. So the bad thing is, once again though, you don't know what you have. I mean, you kind of do, you kind of don't. What do you? The Bears
but they're going to give up on this. This is his do or die year. I mean, they're going to be done with him. I think at this point, my opinion, I think Chicago's going to be done with him.
They might trade him if they can.
I think they're going to get rid of him. They're going to move on, and they're going to try to take one. Well, we'll talk about that other guy that's going to get drafted later. But I think that's what they're going to do. No.
Well, why don't we start our Power 5 stuff? All right, so the bottom 5, Scott. I'll start at number 28 and work down. I put this week. I took the Giants out of number 28 just because of their performance. I thought they made a nice little performance there. I got Arizona at number 28.
All right, man. I'm going to admit I didn't do mine.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it right as we're doing this right now.
Yeah, we can do it together. Yeah.
I'm actually just kind of looking at the power rankings, and I'm going to move these teams around as I see fit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say right now they have – I got to give it to Denver, dude.
Denver, number 28. Okay.
Denver's got so much potential, but they're so terrible right now, and I don't understand why.
I know.
Russell Wilson's bad, but, dude, he's not that bad.
It can't be right. I know
he can't be this bad. He's playing like a backup quarterback.
Tyrod's better.
Jerry Jeudy, he's talking shit. And he's dropping. I don't even understand how these guys were so. I don't know if they've just if some of these guys need to change a venue or something.
I think so.
Man, oh man, I think Jeudy might need to get out of there. To be honest with you.
Where did I read? I was reading something about him. I don't know. You never know. These websites, it might not be true. That there was some kind of deal, but it was like to a weird team. It was like Carolina or something. I don't even understand.
But I guess Sean Payton is not the NFL god that everybody thought he was. Sure, he's probably a great coach, but doesn't mean you can do everything, dude.
Yeah, no better than Nathaniel Hackett, I guess.
You know what? You came in and criticized him, and you're doing no better.
Okay. My number 29 is the Patriots. That's a bad team to even watch. They're just boring and bad, and it's not fun. So I have the Patriots at 29.
I 100% agree with 29 being the New England Patriots. At what point in time is Robert Kraft? I get it, man. See, this is the stuff that drives me crazy in the NFL sometimes. You know how I feel about Bill Belichick. Oh, what happened to my camera? Can you hear me?
I hear you great. Yep.
Hold on. I didn't do anything, but my camera went out. Okay, so anyway. I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything. Anyway, so Robert Kraft has got to, this whole loyalty stuff has got to come to an end. If you look at, at his field of work. The only time he's ever been good was when he had Tom Brady. A little bit with Bledsoe, but mainly Tom Brady. As soon as Tom Brady left, everything's been gone since. It's been a while, dude.
Yeah, no, and he's been there for so long,
and
right?
He won't change his ways.
That's what I mean.
He refuses to change his ways. So the NFL has moved on, and it looks to me like they've left Bill Belichick behind. And I think Robert Kraft has to come to. I think at the end of the season they might have to have some kind of a conversation. I doubt it's going to happen. But man, oh man, if they keep going at this rate, something's going to have to give.
It's going to be like the old Patriots when they were really, really bad for those years in the 80s. It was so bad. And
I mean, Bill could go and coach anywhere. I don't know why someone would want to take him, but somebody would. Somebody would.
Somebody, I guess, would. Yeah, I wouldn't. I got him at 29. My number 30 was Denver. I had them at 30. And you had them at 28. But I mean, I only threw the Giants out of there because they lost the game to Buffalo, but just a little impressed on how they played it. I just thought they were so prepared that I just thought they were, they won't be this prepared for Washington this week. But if they were, they'd beat Washington.
Right.
Is my guess. And for 31, I have Chicago, and 32, I have Carolina. I did have Chicago.
Yeah, I 100% agree with both those, dude. Carolina's terrible.
I had Chicago at 28 last week because I thought they were turning a corner and they just collapsed. So I got them in Carolina at the last two. Why don't we move over to the top five? This is where I got a problem. My number 5 is 3 teams again, and I can't decipher between the 3: Buffalo, Miami, and Jacksonville. I have all 3 of them at 5, and I could
see that. What did I tell you about Jacksonville?
They're good.
What did I say about Jacksonville at the beginning?
Yeah.
Go back. We got the receipts, folks. Go back and look at the old shows. Said before the season started, Jacksonville was going to take a step forward this year. They're going to be somebody to contend with, dude. They are good.
They are good.
Trevor Lawrence doesn't say shit. He is good. You know what? See, that's a team that even though I'm a Bills fan, it's a team I could get behind. I could support. I like them. Right? I like them. I like to watch them. They're not, high flying. It ain't all dramatic, but dude, Trevor Lawrence is doing that with Christian Kirk. Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
And Zay Jones. And Travis Etienne. That's it. I'm sorry, Evan Ingram. He doesn't even have top flight wide receivers, and look at what they're doing. Doug Peterson, dude. Come on.
I know.
Come on. Why did that guy? He should have been picked up immediately out of it when he got let
by
go.
Someone else. Yeah, there's some teams, man. That's who the Bears should.
Everybody knew he was going to get that team back together, but I don't know if dude, he does it with a slow burn, and I love it. I love it. I really like Jacksonville, dude. Yeah, but I'm with you on it. The whole group.
It's kind of hard to figure them out. But number 4, I don't know what you think of this. I got Detroit at 4.
I got Detroit higher than that, dude.
Who would you have at 4?
At 4,
KC?
I have Kansas City at 4.
Kansas City.
They're not impressing me enough, dude.
No, I know.
Do you know what I mean? The way that they were in the past, maybe it's defenses have caught up. I don't know. But I don't think Kansas City's going to go as far this year. Might be wrong, but it might be one of them years where a ref helps them along a little bit in it when they need it in a certain game or something. I don't know. That might be the way they're going to get further. But, I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes and them are great, but they're just not wowing me at all. I think somebody can easily beat them. Somebody can beat them, man. I know they whipped their ass last week, but when they go up against the harder teams.
Yeah, look at Detroit. I mean, Detroit.
They have a hard time beating them, man.
Yeah, no shit, no doubt, man. This
Detroit
week could
won. Yeah. No, they did win. Duh.
They did win. Yeah. So my number 3 team for me is Philadelphia, who I had at 3. And I'll tell you what I got. I got Philadelphia at 3. I had Kansas City at 2, but now that I'm thinking about it, they probably should have been 4. And
I would put Detroit at 3.
3, and I still have San Francisco at 1.
I got San Francisco. I would have San Francisco as 1. I gotta say, dude, as much as it. No, I gotta put Philly at 3. I gotta put Detroit at 2. Detroit's good, man. They are good. And that defense is slowly growing to be one hell of a solid unit. I mean, they were good last year. They're even better. They're good, dude. Jared Goff is playing great. Good. I'm so happy for that guy. I really am. He got shit on, dude, and cast to the side like, you're the reason we can't win a Super Bowl. And that's what it looked like. And now he's going to go to Detroit and probably take him to the first one they've ever taken farther than Matthew Stafford ever did.
Yep. But that's interesting. And isn't that's kind of poetic?
Isn't that on an unreal story, dude, if that happens, that both quarterbacks leave and go and win a Super Bowl with the other? That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
So the Lions are awfully good. You're right, Nate. They could win 13 easily. For sure. They could win 13 because their schedule's not that great. They play that division that's terrible.
They could beat any of those teams in the NFC easily. And not easily. I think they could easily go up against any of those teams.
Do you put them in the same category with Jacksonville? Or do you feel they're I feel like they're kind of the same.
I think maybe they're a little bit more ahead than they're part of the Jacksonville's kind of like this. Detroit's a little bit like this, right?
Detroit, Jacksonville, Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be
fun? A little bit above them. They're a little bit above them there, I think.
Yeah. I
think it's because they have better weapons. And dude, they're just getting Jameson Williams back. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude?
I disrespect Detroit, but it's just because they're in the division.
In my fantasy league, Jameson Williams was sitting there available. Nobody picked him up, dude.
Yeah.
They don't remember what he's supposed to be, right?
Right.
So I grabbed him, and then he showed up for me first game back. I love it.
Yeah, they're good. So here we go, man. I wanted to ask you about this. I'm going to give you some names before we move into the schedules and talk about college football. Here's what I read today from ESPN, coaches on the hot seat. Here's the names. There's 5 of them. Staley from the Chargers, Eberflus from the Bears, Rivera from Washington, McDaniels from the Raiders. And this was interesting, and I guess there's something going on between quarterback and head coach Frank Reich with Carolina.
Yeah, so something's going on there. I don't know what, but there's weird decisions being made over there.
So those
decisions being made that show you something's going on over there, right?
Yeah, these guys get fired.
Play calling.
These guys get fired probably on Black Monday or whatever that is. You know, like after sometime right after the season, I could see all
right. Oh yeah, exactly.
Because Staley, we eked out that game against Minnesota. Minnesota's not good.
I think the only one out of those guys that's going to stay, and it's just because of what a dipshit that guy is. I think Mark Davis is going to keep McDaniels.
Oh, yeah.
I think he will.
Yeah, I can't.
Did you remember those guys were yelling at him at that game where he sat out in the open and he was yelling back and forth
he's
to them?
telling
they were telling him to fire him.
And he's going like that.
Use your head. I don't know if he was pointing, you need a haircut like this.
Yeah.
Did you see him dancing on the basketball court?
I see him. There's something. You know what? He's having a great life, I guess. I mean,
he really is. Dude, goddamn lucky he's rich because that is one ugly son of a bitch, man.
Yeah, he won the lottery, right? He won the first thing
in the world I've ever seen. I don't know why you would have a haircut like that.
I don't even know. And he wears the backpack like a kid. It's so weird. I mean,
he looks like a Chucky doll, dude.
Yeah, I know.
He literally looks like a living Chucky doll.
I read somewhere, speaking of him, I heard Gruden's coming back somewhere. I forgot. Possibly being
what's going on with that lawsuit?
I know.
They were supposed to be going into to have some of these guys were supposed to be getting deposed soon, I believe.
I could see him being a defensive coordinator somewhere, I guess.
Would he come back and do that?
I think he would. I could see it. He's going to take
you think his ego's enough where he would come back and do that instead of being a head coach? Really?
Maybe. I mean, he's been.
I don't know, man. I can't see that with him.
Made a ton of money.
Well, it would prove to me that he really loves football.
Right.
But I just don't. God, you'd be able to, man. God, I don't know that he would take the open. It would be awkward.
Yeah. Well, it would be awkward for whoever the head coach is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You'd probably be looking over your shoulder constantly. That would be a horrible, because he's that guy, right?
Yeah. Well, and by the way, once Eberflus gets fired, he's 3-17. I really think that Jim Harbaugh is going to be. Because all these things are coming out with these investigations on Michigan, investigating.
I was going to ask you about that.
Now they're saying that they're stealing signs and all this other stuff.
What are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing. I don't even get it. I read the thing that the Big Ten put out. You know, it was saying about stealing signs. It didn't give me any particular.
He's a lunatic, dude. Why would anybody even want him in the NFL?
Oh,
he's a wild card, man. I mean, look at what he did with the 49ers. It was like, great. Then it was like, within 3-4 years, it was like shit. Like that was a very weird situation. I don't even really understand what happened there.
And he left. He wanted that Michigan job so bad that
That's what that was about. It was such a quick turn on how he acted.
And he got out.
So strange. Yeah.
And he did good with Kaepernick. I mean, and I don't think Kaepernick's that great. And I think he did well as a quarterback. That's what I'm seeing for the Bears. You bring him in there as a quarterback, kind of an offensive coach, obviously. Maybe he can help the new quarterback that's coming around. Maybe it brings a guy someone who doesn't want to go to the Bears, maybe will now.
Sure,
because honestly, when you have Eberflus as your head
coach. Would you want him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd take Harbaugh.
Really? Would you? Okay.
Yeah, I think his connection with the Bears, I think he would be. I think that would work out well. I got a feeling because
you got to be happy these investigations are going on because that's kind of pushing him more out of Michigan. But didn't he just re-sign with them?
He did. But I got a feeling if they lose to Ohio State this year, it'll be easy. I think it'll be an easy one. If Michigan ends up with one loss, you know what I mean, or doesn't make the playoff or something crazy.
Okay.
I think that or lose to Penn State. True, that's right. So that's that group. We got what should we go on to now? Should we go on to we might go on to our why don't we do it? Why don't we get our money?
Okay.
Why don't we start the money? We don't get it.
I love that opening.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. The whole song. I don't know. It's easy.
The money I don't make. All right, let's put up our numbers. We had a good week last week in college football. We were 4-0. In college football, what the hell? We ended up having two. What the hell did we have? We had Tulane. We had Fresno State. We had Stanford. I believe. No, we had Washington, Notre Dame, Tennessee, and Tulane. They all won. The NFL, we were 3-3. So there we are for the year, 26-15 against the spread, 17-8 in college.
I wish I followed our own advice.
Me too. And I'm
an idiot. Up some money by now, and I haven't had a winning. I've had one winning week all year.
I don't get what I'm doing.
I prop bet, and that's killing me. I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I'm horrible at it. I've gotten horrible. Last year I was great. Now I'm horrible.
Okay, Nate likes, I want to read this off. Nate likes the under 45.5 in the Penn State Ohio State game. That game's at noon. What a huge, that's a playoff game. That's a playoff game.
Not going against each other or what?
Well, you know what it is with Ohio State? The new quarterback, McCord there, he's good. I like him a lot. He's pretty steady, but their defense.
How many years has he been in college? Second year guy?
Yeah, maybe I think he might be in his junior year, but he sat behind Fields. He sat behind but he defensively they're as good as Ohio State's been in a little bit. Penn State's all defense. I mean, they are. So that's a good call. Probably that over under. Probably a good one. We've got. Let's do the NFL. Let's go to our 1 p.m. games. The first one, Atlanta is at Tampa. I have Tampa -2.5 over here.
I same.
I don't really think much about it. How do you play this one? It's a tough game.
Like Tampa Bay.
Do you like Tampa?
Yeah, I think quarterback wise, I think the quarterback edge goes to Tampa Bay. They still have a good setup, man. I mean, Atlanta.
Yeah, it's not good.
He's so up and down. I mean, they're all run game, really, for me, for the most part.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay's got a pretty good defense. So I like Tampa -2.5.
And so does Nate. All right. Let's move on. This game here. The Bears are +2.5 at home against the Raiders. It's AOC against Bagnet. I can't even say his name, but I like the kid. I think the Bears win this game. I have a feeling. I wouldn't bet it though. I'm too scared about all that, but I think they could win. I have a feeling that this guy is not. I'm not saying that all of a sudden they got another Brock Purdy or something, but I think they got some. He's okay. He's from Shepherd University. He's playing against teams called the Colorado Underground Minor. I don't even know that it's like playing for Buff State basically. And
so
here
Andre Reed coming from Coonstown State, something that nobody's even heard of.
It's beyond the beyond. This is Division II. He came out of nowhere, so it's kind of a great kind of cool. I wouldn't bet them, but I wish that if the line was 3 or 3.5, that'd be even better for the Bears. If you could buy another half point or a point and a half, because the game's probably going to be close. It is going to be awful. It will be awful. I'm looking forward to seeing that guy play, and that's about it. That's all you
I
can
myself,
say.
if I was betting, I would take the Raiders just based on the fact that they have the best player on the field that day, which is Devontae Adams.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Raiders have a pretty good defense with Max Crosby and those guys. So
Yeah, Max Crosby is good. I do like.
he's been actually playing pretty good lately too.
Crosby is good. What's the matter? My cat's getting mad. All right, calm down. You're all right. I know we're going to talk about the Lions. Don't worry. Cleveland is at Indy. Indy +3 with Minshew and all that.
I got Indy +3.5.
Okay, we'll go there. 3.5. Do you like them?
Who's playing for Cleveland?
I don't think Deshaun Watson's playing. I don't really know.
I don't think it matters.
You like the Browns?
I think Cleveland's defense is so good, dude, that Gardner Minshew's going to have another really bad week.
Yeah, I kind of.
I love the Browns -3.5 all day long. I like the Browns and I like the under. I don't even think Indy's really going to score much.
Right. Nate agrees.
Cleveland's got a great defense, dude.
Yeah, they do. It's a shame that they don't have a quarterback.
Deshaun Watson, man, is that guy? Well, like, what's his deal with it? I thought they said he wasn't even really that hurt, and he kept himself out the last game. Like, is he's missing again?
Yeah, it's up in the air. I haven't read anything.
Nobody knows nothing. They're keeping it all secret.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you do? Go get a massage mid-season?
Yeah. Well, you might as well keep PJ Walker. Wasn't any worse. That's pathetic too, with all the money they gave.
Awesome. I like PJ Walker.
So they might as well. I mean, I don't know.
As a backup quarterback, he's good, but the defense,
lights out. Elite.
I just don't see Indy. I think Gardner Minshew will get exposed big time again.
Washington is at the Giants. The Giants, I have them at +2.5.
Is Daniel Jones still out?
That's another one I'm not sure about. If Daniel Jones, that's another one that's up in the air. It's like game time. Who knows? We don't know.
I like Washington -2.5. Washington's just a better team.
Yeah. You like the Red? Yeah, almost said the Redskins. Oops, the Commanders.
They played good again, lad. They bounced back right after they got beat by the Bills, and they've been playing good. I mean, that quarterback plays pretty decent.
Here's a good game for you. This should be good. Detroit at Baltimore.
Yeah.
We got Baltimore
dude, they're gonna give Baltimore 10. I think Detroit's gonna beat the hell out of them.
And Nate likes Washington. Beats them by at least 10. All right.
Like you said about Odell Beckham, he's done absolutely nothing for the Ravens this year.
Right.
Mr. All the playoff teams need me. Let me show you. That's why nobody signed him, obviously.
Yeah.
I like Detroit +3.
I do too. I do too.
I don't know why they're getting 3. I think they're playing in Baltimore. That's the only reason. That's it. It's a 50-50 game then.
Nate likes the Lions by 10 as well.
Absolutely.
Buffalo's at New England. New England +8.5. I mean, I gotta figure Buffalo can win by 10. New England's pretty bad.
New England is absolutely one of the worst teams in the league. There is every time Buffalo, I think the average amount of points they've been beaten by Buffalo. Other than the wind game where they just ran the ball every single play, I believe Buffalo usually beats them by an average of about, is it 17? Oh, he's saying Bills by 17. I think it's an average of about 20 points.
Yeah.
I think this is another Buffalo. I think this is another, because Buffalo had a shitty game against the Giants. I think it's going to be another usual, dude. I would bet the Bills all day long to have Josh will probably have 300 yards.
I don't even know if he'd have to play. You could probably sit him and they beat the Patriots are really bad.
It'll be the third game this season that Josh will be out by the fourth quarter. That's my prediction.
The Patriots are bad. They're so bad.
They're just so horrible, dude.
There's nothing good happening.
And Josh has got a very good. He's got a pretty good track record of beating the shit out of him every time he plays them.
And what a difference between the Giants and the Patriots, because the Giants, like I said, what a game planning thing. They kept that game. They did everything they could to win. They're not good enough, so they lose. I just think the Patriots mail it in. I don't think there's any point.
At this point, play for that first round pick next
because
year.
They need a quarterback, I guess. Because similar.
See, you're starting to see now that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, similar to Justin Fields, do you really know what Mac Jones? I mean, I don't know. He's on it. That's terrible over there. He gets 2 seconds and he gets hammered. I mean, he can't. I mean, he's got no chance. I mean,
well, they said about Mac Jones when he got drafted and came into the league that they say he was already at his ceiling, right? They didn't expect him to get any better than, and he's kind of proved them out. He's kind of proved itself.
Yeah,
that he's hit his ceiling. So I don't know, man. I mean, he's got a decent receiver over there.
So bad.
Tight ends.
Offensive line is horrible.
Is it the game? He's got Bill O'Brien there now calling plays.
Offensive line's bad, Scott.
They look worse than last year when they had Joe Judge and those other guys in there.
They're on like third string offensive line, but it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, they're a mess.
They are.
And Bill doesn't change.
Yeah, he's not going to change.
He doesn't change. So
they're going to get hammered, I would think. Yep. Because, honestly, with the Giants game where I did think the Bills would cover, I did know, though, Dable coming back, all this other stuff. I knew there would be a little bit of juice to the game, a little bit of extra.
I think he knows them. I think he knows Josh so well and knows his tendencies. Him and Josh are still like friendly.
Yeah.
I guess they still talk all the time. Did you see the way that Dable and McDermott interacted? Obviously, they don't like each other. Maybe it's because he poached so many players from him. I don't know.
Right.
Could be.
So now we had two 405 games. This one is I'm not a big. Arizona is at Seattle. Seattle here is -7.5.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
You know what pisses me off about the NFL?
What's that?
Split the 1 and 4 o'clock games 50-50, man.
Yeah.
Split it so we don't only have 2 games at 4 o'clock. I hate when it's like that. I like it better when it's 4, but Jesus, man, don't put everything at 1 o'clock. It makes it impossible to watch some of the teams play. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. No,
I'll do the quad screen sometimes, but I mean, it's impossible to keep up with it. So I fuck it. Red zone. Unless the Bills are playing, I got red zone on.
Same here. If it's not the Bears, I'm in the red zone. Arizona, Seattle, anything worthy? I don't think. I think it's too much points, possibly. I don't know.
7.5, huh? I got him at 7.5. What do you got?
Same.
7.5.
7.5. I don't really like it.
I like the Seahawks, but man, 7.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah, I think
Seattle's defense isn't bad either. I don't know. I might take Seattle with that 7.5 points.
Would you? Arizona plays tough.
They're at Seattle. Seattle's got that noise factor there as well. You know what? Give me Seattle and then -7.5. I think I actually like that.
All right. How about this next one is interesting, and I this is one of my favorite games of the week. The Steelers are at the Rams. The Rams are -3. I really like the Rams in this game.
I love the Rams.
I think they kill them bad. I mean, the Steelers
giving up way more than 3. Why are they only giving up 3?
That's kind
of strange, isn't it? Like Pittsburgh's defense isn't that hot. What does the book know that we don't know?
Nothing's going on over there for them.
Everybody's healthy for the Rams, right? Stafford, Nakua, all those.
They're all there.
Why would they think? That's almost like a gimme.
I love the Rams. Yeah,
I love the Rams too. I'll bet that all day. I might bet that pretty heavy, actually, -3.
So now we got 2 425 games, and here's a fun game. The Chargers are at the Chiefs, and we have the Chiefs at -5.5 here.
Give me the Chargers.
You might as well, because
the Chiefs never cover. They covered last week, but that's the first time they've covered in probably 15 games, man. And I'm not lying.
If you're going to play that game, I think you go with the points.
I think the Chiefs covered once all season last season.
Chiefs win by 2 or something. They win by 3. That's all that's happening.
Right. And then the Chiefs and Chargers usually play tough.
Yeah.
Right?
And the Chargers will. And something will happen because the Chargers.
Something's got to happen for the Chargers.
Staley. Yeah.
I don't know. How is he not fired?
Yeah, he's got it.
Some of these coaches should be fired mid-season.
What are they? 2-3? Are they 3-2? I don't even know what the Chargers are, but it's
the Chargers. I don't have it either.
I don't have it. Robin, you know what the Chargers are?
They always lose because of dumb decisions.
They might be 2-3 or 3-2. They're 3-3 maybe. I don't know.
3-3. He just makes horrible decisions, in-game decisions that cost them wins.
Losing that 29-point lead to Jacksonville was just unexcused. It was just insane. I mean, that alone. But 5.5 is a lot.
29-point lead.
5.5 is a lot. So I agree with you.
That's a ton.
I wish it would go higher. Go to 7 or something. Here's another one. They're 2-3. Well, they're 2-3. The Chargers. Next game, the last 425 game, the Green Bay Packers are going to Denver, and I got Denver +1.
Give me Green Bay.
Yeah, I'd have to go Green Bay as well. I don't see why they're just better, and I don't even think they're that good.
I can't believe that Denver's only +1.5. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's like a
That's weird.
That's almost like a Denver +4 because you get the -3 automatically for being at home.
At home, right?
And you get +1.5. You're almost like +4.5, really. Yeah,
I kind of like Green Bay.
Yeah, I like Green Bay too.
Sunday night shows us a great game. A great Sunday night. Miami at Philadelphia. We see that the Eagles are -2.5, I believe.
This is like a possible Super Bowl matchup, man.
Yeah, I'm going to bet it, but I don't want. I may not bet it. I'll bet it because it's the one game at 8:20. But if I were looking at this game, I feel like it's a wild card to me. I don't know what to expect, and I don't think 2.5 is high enough for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't pick this one. I don't know who wins because the Dolphins are weird in a way sometimes, but so are the Eagles, right? I mean, no one's really, but they're both 5-1. But no one's really hit their stride, right? They haven't hit. Neither of them have hit their.
I don't think anybody in the NFL has hit their stride, other than the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the Lions are really. Yeah,
the Lions have hit their stride.
Nate thinks the Eagles win by 7. I could see the Dolphins. I could see anything happening here.
I think the Dolphins are going to win, man. I think the Eagles have been playing a little too shitty lately.
The Eagles and the Chiefs have been kind of the same. They've been a little.
I may be wrong. The Eagle defense, I can't believe the Eagle defense isn't playing better than it is.
Yeah, there's something right.
Something's not right.
No, something really wasn't right when A.J. Brown went nuts like he did, and Devontae Smith hasn't caught a pass.
Because now Devontae Smith doesn't catch hardly anything. They just
crazy.
fucking throw the ball to him all the time.
So that's not good. There's something weird's there. I'm going to probably pick Miami on Sunday night, but I don't know if I want to give it out. I don't know if it's my,
I'm not going to give it out. I may not bet it at all, but if I had to, right? If I'm up going into Sunday night, I'd throw $20 on Miami.
I'd buy another. I'd like to buy another
126. I wouldn't even take the points. I'd bet a money line plus 126. Give me the plus. If I'm going to bet it, because that close of line, I'm betting it because I think they're going to win.
Right.
How many games? Right. How many games are 2.5 point games or 2 point games?
Game. Now Monday night we can't really bet this game because we don't know if McCaffrey's playing, or most importantly McCaffrey, I guess. They have the Vikings +7, but I'm not going to do anything.
Jefferson is on IR, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
He's gone. They're bad. The Bears should have honestly, the Bears could have beat them. I think if Fields doesn't get hurt, they win. Because the game was is close, and it was with nobody on the field. They're not good. They stink. And
give me the 49ers all day long, man.
Do the 49ers beat them without McCaffrey, you think?
Absolutely. 100%. I think Minnesota's so bad. And now they don't have Justin Jefferson. 100%.
Yeah.
100%, dude. That should be a really horrible game to watch, honestly. It should be like a halftime snooze fest.
Remember when that was a great game in the 80s when you'd see them? You'd see that matchup was so good.
Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss, and Chris Carter against Steve Young. Was Jerry Rice there at the time? Was it Steve Young? Was it Steve Young? Was that the matchup? I don't remember. I'm throwing.
Well, you would have had Montana going up against who the hell would it have been? Like Tommy Kramer, possibly.
Oh yeah, Tommy Kramer for sure. Probably.
And probably Chris Carter is running around there.
Yeah.
And all that, and Herschel Walker. And
who was the other one that was the partner with Chris Carter? Who was the other guy in Minnesota? He had another partner crime that was really good, and he left.
Yes, and I'm not going to remember.
Who was it? And then Randy Moss kind of took his place. Shit, I don't remember who he was.
I can't remember. They had a good. I remember that guy Jordan, whatever his last name. The tight end was decent, and anyways.
Do you remember how great Dante Culpepper was that one year?
Yes. Yeah.
He was so good, dude.
Yeah, he was.
And he was a massive guy.
Yeah, he was.
He had big ass legs on him, and
he would fit in great now in this NFL. Right now, if you found a Dante Culpepper,
100%, dude, 100%. Because that one year, man, Randy Moss and Chris Carter had an awesome season. When they should have went to the bowl that year.
Well, that's when that guy missed the field, Anderson, right? Remember when he misses that field? Holy cow! Hadn't missed in like 50 attempts. I don't know.
I know. You know,
I was so
and it's got
happy.
to be that moment on that
Oh,
stage.
I was so happy too. Mike Tice. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mike Tice was Minnesota's tight end as well.
Oh shit, Mike Tice.
That's
Remember
right.
him? God, I remember when he was a horrible coach.
Yeah, I remember that team. That John Randall. God, Minnesota was good, and those guys.
John Randall,
Chris
dude, that
Dolman.
was a scary dude with the
Yeah,
black they used to put on his eyes.
and Dolman was there. Boy, they were
Yeah,
good.
Chris Dolman.
All right, so
Then he
here's
showed up at a WWE event. I think Dolman did. Did he wrestle at WrestleMania or something?
He may have, yeah, and John Randall might have too. I think
John
he was
Randall, I
part
don't
of
know.
it.
I just remember how scary that dude looked.
I remember Brock Lesnar playing a little bit for them, and he was all
Was
right.
he any good?
Yeah, his defensive tackle, just
Goldberg
tackling.
played for the Falcons, didn't he?
Who did?
Goldberg played for the Falcons, I believe.
Yeah, and the Saints, I think too.
Oh, he played for the Saints as well. How long of a career did he have in the NFL?
God, I don't think it was more than a couple years for him. I don't believe. I had his.
Now he's a gazillionaire.
I had his football card. I remember. All right, so here's what we've given out in the NFL: Tampa, Cleveland, Washington, Detroit, Buffalo, the Rams, the Chargers, the Packers, and we're going to go with the 49ers because Minnesota's bad.
Terrible.
Scott, college football, huge playoff game. Number 6 Penn State against number 3 Ohio State. 12 o'clock
What's going to happen, John?
I think the line's -4.5 for Ohio State.
Really?
I think Ohio State wins. I'm concerned
Are they playing at Ohio State?
Yeah. They played Ohio State. I think Ohio State, this is going to be a great game. I think it goes down to the wire. I think it would be hard to not take the points in this game. So I would bet Ohio State on the money line would be my thing. I don't think Penn State will be able to go in there and win.
You don't think that defense is good enough?
I think Ohio State is just getting better every week. I mean, this is
an improvement every week.
Yeah, I'm watching them get better week after week, and I think this week with I think their running backs. Last week they had no running backs; they had nothing. All 3 of them were gone. But they'll be back this week, and you have and I think Ryan Day does well in these. He does really well in these games. I mean, as much as I'm not a big fan of his, but he's really good in the Big Ten. He only loses to Michigan. He only lost to him twice, I believe. So, I mean, I like Ohio State in this one. I would probably going to bet him on the money line because 4.5 feels to see someone win by 3 makes sense in this game, So maybe if you want to take Penn State plus the 4.5, but I kind of like them. Florida State, number 4 Florida State is playing number 16 Duke. And Duke's getting 14.5. I like Duke plus the 14.5. My favorite game of the day is Missouri -7 against South Carolina. Missouri's good, and I don't know why the hell it's only 7. It should be higher. Number 14 Utah plays number whatever USC, and the over's 54. Take the over because USC can't. They just can't. They can't play defense. They can't defend. No, it's so bad.
It's just the points fest.
Yeah, they can't defend anyone. They're so terrible. And that's why it was funny. Notre Dame was easy last week against USC, but really, Colorado came back on them. Washington State came back on them. So I really, really like you like Utah under. See, I love the game over, Nate, but he likes Utah under. I like the game over 54. If I had to pick the game, it'd be, oh God. 7's probably a lot, but I wouldn't pick it. Now we go to Miami of Florida, who what they did in that game, I don't know how that coach wasn't fired instantly when he ran the ball instead of just taking a knee and then fumbles and they lose. I mean, that's just the dumbest thing I ever seen.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So this week, Clemson plays Miami. Miami's +3. I'm going with Clemson.
Let this dude run it back like how many yards did he run it back?
It's just. It was
it a fumble handoff or something? Was it a? I heard about it. People talk about it.
They punched it out of his hands, and it was just dumb. It was the dumbest thing you ever seen. Let me see. Nate's got something to say here. Utah has a great defense and below average offense. Yeah, that's Utah all the time. Utah's always decent. So I like Ohio State on the money line, Duke plus 14.5, Missouri -7, the over in the USC game, and Clemson -3. And that's
what do you like? What do you like out of Tennessee, Alabama?
I kind of like Tennessee plus the 8.5. Alabama's just not. They're playing all right, but I don't know. They can't run the ball, which is weird for them. They're having a hard time running. So maybe Tennessee. I think this is a close one. I think this reminds me of Ohio State, Penn State. I feel like it's close.
See, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you about a few. I might
okay.
Wager on now. Like, okay, so Oregon given WSU plus 19.5. Oregon's playing lights out, right? From what I've heard,
they've been playing really well. Washington State has got a really good quarterback, but they've been struggling. So I mean, Oregon probably.
Defensively, are they terrible?
Oregon, no.
Washington State.
No, they're all right. They're okay with the quarterback. In the beginning of the year, they looked really good. That quarterback seemed like, oh my gosh, maybe he's a Heisman guy or something, but he's gotten hurt and all kinds of things. And
so they got backup guys in.
I could see Oregon winning that, covering. Yeah, they've been playing awfully good ever since they pounded Colorado. It's just been
what about somebody like?
Although
Texas?
they did lose to Washington last week. Don't forget in that great game, Washington Oregon last week. Washington won by 3. What's the other one?
What about number 8 Texas minus 22.5 to Houston?
God, they should beat you. I mean, you would think they'd cover that.
I mean, Texas is just a powerhouse, aren't they?
SEC now, yeah. Oh, Nate took Oregon minus 20.5 as well.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me put this out for Nate. We got about 10 minutes for this one. He likes SMU tonight at 7:00. Who are they playing, Nate? I don't even know who SMU's got tonight. Yeah, Texas should probably cover. I mean, Jesus Christ, Houston. It's in state. I bet you they cover that.
Now, with all the shit going on at Michigan, what about Michigan at MSU plus minus 24.5?
So they play Temple. Michigan State is such a mess. When they blew that 24-6 lead against Rutgers the other last week.
Have they not been covering spreads then?
They're terrible, Michigan State.
So 24.5 is a lot of points.
And last year, the police had to be called during this game because of the big fight in the runway. There was charges pressed and everything. So
what were you doing?
They beat the hell out of a couple guys. But anyways, I think Michigan kills them. I think Michigan will kill them. Will beat the living hell out of them.
Oh, it's going to be more than 24.
I think so,
Michigan
yeah.
With the minus 24.5 then?
Michigan State blew a 24-6 lead to Rutgers, and they're done. And their head coach got fired. That whole situation with why am I forgetting his goddamn name? Mel Tucker got fired for some kind of inappropriate. I don't know what the hell he did.
Jesus Lord!
But right in the middle of the season, they got rid of him. So
okay,
they're just kind of struggling all along.
Now this is weird to me. This is where I have to question things because I don't understand lines like this. So you got Duke ranked 16th going against Florida State ranked 4th, and Duke's getting 14.5 points.
I like Duke a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I like Duke. I like Duke to.
Somebody's ranked 14th or 16th. I'm sorry. I'm like, why would they be getting? It should be a closer game than 14.5 points. I would think.
Duke's quarterback, I think, is a little dinged up, but they got a really good defense. Duke beat Clemson earlier. Duke's good, but they're disrespected still because they're a basketball school, so they're kind of always looked at as like enough.
On them so the basketball
and I think they play up to that, Duke. I think they're pissed off, and they always seem to play tight. They'll probably lose, but I think 2 touchdowns is a lot and a half. I like Duke. It's one of the ones I like this week. Michigan has given up only 48 points all season. They're going to kill Michigan State. That hatred of that rivalry is great. It's too bad that Michigan State's so bad because it's a game I was looking forward to after last year's fights. But
hey, since we got only about 5 minutes left, do you want to do some NHL talk at all? Is there anything you want to talk about?
Well,
go ahead, take the floor, man. It's on you, buddy.
Well, in the NHL, I mean, the Edmonton coming out of the gate lost those 2 back-to-back games to Vancouver. They lost 8-1 and then lost 4-3 to Vancouver, which was incredible, shocking. And they beat the hell out of Nashville. And they use Nashville like a piñata. They really beat the hell out of them. Buffalo. This is the thing about them. You got Buffalo, you got Ottawa, and you got Detroit. Those 3 teams in the Atlantic Division. They're up and coming. I would say like they're really pushing because.
Young teams,
Vasilevsky's out till December, the goalie for Tampa. Florida's missing a couple of important guys. But unfortunately for Buffalo, they're starting slow. They're 1-3. They really need to pick it, because you don't want to get behind the 8 ball too much behind the team, because it's a tight, other than Toronto. I don't think anyone is guaranteed anything in my eyes in the Atlantic Division. Boston will still be good. Tampa's got to tread water. Florida needs to tread water too, right? And then you got Ottawa, Detroit, and Buffalo. So that's a decent. Buffalo's got a real
shot. Be good this year?
What's that?
Do you think Buffalo's going to be good this year?
They should be.
Next up.
They should. They need to. I don't know why they did what they did with this rookie. I still don't like the rookie goalie thing that they're doing. Yeah, I think they should have someone else.
You said that. Well, you said they thought they were going to do that and that they shouldn't.
And they just got him and Pekka Luukkonen and maybe the guy from Winnipeg who was a backup for years.
You're going to ruin this kid? Is that what you're worried about?
I would have started him in the AHL, in the American Hockey League, and then maybe bring him up. But I don't know. I mean, he's how many kids get brought right up like that? How common is that? Not common. Not many. And the ones that do sometimes don't do so well. But some have. I mean, you got some really good ones that did.
Well, if you bring them up, they should be the cat's ass, right? I mean, they should be NHL ready if they're up there.
Yeah, he came right from college. Okay. So, he came right out of college. I mean, I don't know what to think of him. I watch him and he played really well against who the hell the one game they won. He played really well.
Okay.
And Tampa. And then the other night, I mean, he gave up 4. But then again, the team isn't, according to what I read in the paper, they're not playing team. They got to play better defense around them as well, which I thought was the Sabres' problem last year. They didn't play really. Their forwards don't like to play defense much, so you kind of need them. But they're huge. Look at the players on that team: Owen Power, Dahlin, Tage. They are really, really set up to be good. I don't know how they're not.
I mean, I'll follow them like I do. I don't watch like you do.
One thing I will say, though, that was disappointing, and why can't I remember who I was watching them play, was Tampa. There was no one there. I don't understand why no one's going to these games, unless it's too expensive, but the place was empty, and I didn't get it. Like,
what the fuck are you eating, man? Sorry, dude.
Your dog's got something?
What are you doing?
What's that, Robin?
What the?
And then they block from getting tickets.
Well, yeah,
What are you doing? Come here. Drop it. Drop it.
They all right? What's he got going?
Drop it. Drop it.
The dog's doing stuff, Robin.
Drop it.
The dogs do.
But he's getting stuff. You don't want him to get.
Christ.
Is he all right?
Yeah, she ripped something off something and a piece of tape off a thing over here, and then she's trying to eat it. She'll do it and she'll show me it and she runs. It's a game.
Yeah. Anyways, man. So, what do you got this weekend? Anything? Just football?
Relaxing? My daughter's going to turn 13 on Sunday, so we got my oldest coming over tomorrow. We're going to celebrate her birthday with her. Then Sunday, we're having the rest of the family over to have her birthday, and that's cool. It. I got to work tomorrow morning, but that's OT. So,
that's always good. Yeah. Do you have to work? Do you work a full day, or is it just a little?
No, dude. It's so relaxed and free where I work because it's just me and my boss, right?
Right.
So he's just like, "Are you coming in Saturday?" Yeah. He just I can go in for 2 hours. I can go in for 4 hours. I can go in for 1 hour. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's nice.
I got some stuff I know I got to get done for Monday, but
yeah. Oh, cool.
I usually go in late enough that these two get to sleep in because I'm up at 6 anyway.
Yeah.
So by the time I get home, they're up. They're just getting up, and then we have breakfast together. So usually by 11 o'clock, I come home.
Oh, that's nice. You get about 4 or 5 hours in, or something. And
always usually, yep. I'm cool. Up, dude. I'm on the schedule, so it's.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's like somebody being on midnights or something.
All right. Next week we'll have Robin back over here, and we'll we'll be back again. I'm trying to think what else. Let me do some plugging though. We got my show. There's a bunch of shows on Spitball and Sports, by the way. Now we got like a whole.
I've seen that. I catch them. I click on them. I watch replays. I don't catch them live, but we share them.
Yeah, we've got the Pittsburgh Sports Desk with our guys that we were on with. They use our platform, which is great. We've got me and Jim Behringer do a show called The Last Word on Hockey. Me and Bill do Puckett, which is another hockey podcast.
I see that all the time. I usually see that.
Puckett's on Tuesday nights, and then we have, of course, the wrestling show Falls Count Anywhere, and that's on Saturday at 2. And my political local show. So if you're not local here, it's useless. But a Western New York kind of political show. So.
Yeah,
That's
we're
it.
slinging a lot of entertainment out of this channel.
Yeah, we are, man. And once again, I want to give my condolences out to the Harris family.
Yes.
The guy who started all this Let's Talk Sports. I'm going to start keeping that microphone up in the corner. I hadn't been.
Let's
I
leave it
should.
there, man. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
leave it
going
there.
to leave it from here on out.
All
All right,
right.
Scott. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Oh, she did say thank you earlier, but yes, you guys
Yeah.
again.
I hope you guys have a good one. And we'll be back next week, and I'll be talking to you online.
All right, guys.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.